First at 4, passing the 1 million mark for confirmed coronavirus cases in Texas is not a statistic the state wanted. While the confirmations continue to rise, so do the recoveries. Here's Eyewitness News reporter Marvin Hurst with a numerical perspective.
Let's begin with confirmed coronavirus cases as of Veterans Day in Texas. 1,050,992 confirmation. That's more cases than the 978,000 people who live in Austin, or the 909,000 who call Fort Worth home. Statewide, the coronavirus killed 19,544 victims. That's like having the 18,000 plus people who populate Bernie just vanish, with room for more disappearance. In Bexar County, confirmations are moving towards 69,000. Think of it as more than the population of Victoria, more than Pflugerville, more than San Marcos. Metro Health confirms 1,285 deaths from the virus. That figure would wipe out Randolph Air Force Base or Marion. Nationally, the viral confirmations have surpassed 10 million. Based on statistics from the census, that's the population of New York City and San Antonio combined. But the state's COVID-19 dashboard shows an estimated 826,116 Texans who recovered from the virus. And that's more than people who live in El Paso and Round Rock. Marvin Hurst, KENS 5, Eyewitness News.